Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's going to be reviewing a Lincoln Aviator Black Label. Before we get in this video, I want to give a huge shout out and thank you to the Kengar Ford here in American Fork, Utah for giving me some time with this Aviator. I'm going to include a link to their website in the description down below so you can check out what they have currently. And then on a side note, if you want to save time and money the next time you purchase a car, link to my car buying guide in the description down below. Let's get into it. Powering this is a turbocharged 3-liter V6 that goes through a 10-speed automatic transmission. Power outputs are 400 horsepower and then 415 pound-feet of torque. Now, before we go over the front end, I do want to mention, if you want to see more videos just like this, then I recommend you subscribe because I post content every single day. So starting with the hood, we have the Aviator's signature design where you've got some soft lines there off to the side, and then you got a really sharp line in the center. And then popping down below, we've got the Aviator's cool headlights, and then I've always been a fan of the light down below. And then you guys can see we do have some fog lights with this as well. Parking sensors integrated into the front end, and then you've got the Lincoln logo front and center in the middle of that black grille. And putting it all together, it has such an elegant design. Now, coming around the side here, our tire wheel setup is 275, 40, 22 in the front and over in the rear. And you guys can see the wheel design, how it kind of like flows. Like you can imagine as the wheel's moving forward, it kind of just like looks like the whole thing's, I don't know, it's cool what they've done with the design. We've got these body painted fender flares, and you guys can see Aviator there on the side. And then notice the mirror caps are blacked out, and then you actually have some more blacked out trim along the side, and then the whole roof is blacked out. And when you put it all together, it just flows so well. And again, I love the contrast between the black and the silver. So here's a quick look at our key fob. We have our lock and unlock function, remote start, the opening here for the hatch, and then the Lincoln logo there on the back. And popping into the rear, you guys can see that we've got a third row here with the Aviator. And then we've got a flat loading floor behind that. You can obviously throw the third row down, and you actually have some neat controls right here to help out with that so you can get more storage space. You got a 12 volt here in the back as well. And when you're all done, just press this button and that will lower everything down. We've got this really cool light bar design here on the back end and the Lincoln logo. And then look at the exhaust tips here at the bottom, also have parking sensors as well. And putting it all together, I'm a huge fan of the design here with the Black Label. I think they did a really good job. Now taking a look at the door panel here in the rear, we do have a sunshade for the rear passengers, and then I love the two-tone coloration here. You've got the electronic door popper down below, and then some speakers here for the sound system. And then look at these seats. You can see perforated all down the center, and sorry about the seatbelt being buckled. But yeah, really cool design with the seat. Now legroom here in the back is actually really solid. We also have little storage pockets here for the seats, and we've got the screen down below where we can adjust different things. Look at this, we even have cooled seats for the second row. That is such a nice feature. But yeah, the screen responds really well. Got some vents down below, charging ports down below that, and then we have like this whole center console thing here in the center. We actually have that for some sunshade action, which is another cool feature. But anyways, last but not least, headroom's good. Now, I've popped into the third row of many Aviators over the years, and I can tell you that you can fit adults back there, but it is better for kids. Again, this is basically a luxury Ford Explorer. But I noticed with the seats, they're not as nice with the design as these center seats, so they did cheap out a little bit with those back seats. Now taking a look at the front door panel, you guys can see soft touch here at the top, and then again you've got the white trim down below. All of our window controls, you got our mirror adjustments. The mirrors do power fold in, door lock and unlock. We also have all of our seat adjustments, and then your memory seat function, and then some speakers here for the sound system. And then last but not least, we got blind spot monitoring. And then here is the front seat. Look at how crazy this is. Obviously, it's supposed to be super adjustable so you can be as comfortable as possible. And then you guys can see we've got our light controls off to the side, and then I like this here again on the dash. Now taking a look at the steering wheel, it's black on the outside and then white on the inside. Pretty cool two-tone design. We do have paddle shifters here on the back for that 10-speed automatic. Some practical controls here on the front in a normal Lincoln fashion. When you press this with the cruise control, all the other controls illuminate. It's kind of a fun little feature. And then you got your regular stocks there on the back. So we got this digital gauge cluster here in the center. We can scroll through a bunch of different bits of information with the gauge cluster. But the most exciting thing with Lincoln's is the drive mode select. So you have your Excite, you've got Conserve, Normal, and then the other modes are kind of whatever. But it's just always funny with the Excite mode. Now this does come with a 360 camera system. Resolution with it's pretty dang solid. You got trajectory lines that turn with the steering wheel. You can also zoom in there as well, and then you got the other viewpoints. And then if you press the camera on when you're not in reverse, it'll pop up with the front camera view as well, so that's kind of another thing. And I guess this leads to the rest of the infotainment system. Responsive with the screen is pretty good. I mean, you guys can see there's like a little bit of, unless I'm not using it right, I guess I wasn't using it right. I was gonna say there's a little bit of lag there, but I guess I just wasn't swiping properly. We do have Apple CarPlay with this, got tons of ambient lighting choices, which is really cool. But the best part is obviously the seats. So we do have massage function, but tons of adjustment on top of the massage function. Really nice trim here on the dash, and then also look at the recessed wood trim in the back. And then I love this trim that goes across on the dash as well. And then you got some controls here, like for the camera system and parking assist, and then some vents. And then this is actually your transmission select. It's a bunch of little tabs. We've got analog controls for the radio, and then also our climate setup, dual zone climate. You also have the heated and cooled seats up front. And then you got like all of our storage stuff here, parking brake, drive mode select. And look at this for the center console and the lid. It's like just really nice padding. And then you got some nice padding here on the side. And then there is more storage there in the front that you can't really see on camera. And then on top, we of course have a sunglass holder, but we have a very nice headliner, which is great. And then a panoramic sunroof. Well, let's talk about visibility before you set off. Here's visibility over the hood. Both the mirrors, do a blind spot monitoring throughout the rest of the rear. And I was looking for a shifter in the center. I always forget with the Aviators having the buttons there. I'm sure it's something you'd get used to, but it's definitely different. Also, this does, I forgot to mention the walk-around, this does have the suspension that adjusts up and down. And it's all automatic. So like, when you get into the vehicle, after you get in, it'll automatically kind of like raise up. And then like when you open up the trunk, it'll automatically squat the back down for you. So it makes accessing the trunk area a little bit easier. It is kind of interesting to see though, because like, I know that it has the adjustable suspension, but like as I open up the trunk and like you see it instantly go down, you're kind of like, wait, well, what just happened? So it's kind of a funny thing. But anyways, seat comfort's really good. Again, Lincoln seats are insanely adjustable. There's 2.5 billion adjustments on these seats, which is always a big plus if you ask me. And I don't want to talk about ride quality too much, but so far through the parking lot, it seems like it's very, very good. And the Black Label is supposed to be the ultimate luxury here with Lincoln. Some of this stuff, I really do like this interior. The two-tone design is really cool. And I mean, this is pre-owned with like almost 7,000 miles on it. And the interior's held up very well. So I am impressed with that. Good power from the V6. I've always been a fan of this 3.0 and obviously the 3.5 also, but 3.5 is in the Navigator. Very comfortable. I mean, one of the most comfortable cars with 22-inch wheels. It's actually quite impressive. It really is. But we'll see the acceleration here. Woo! Man, that moves. That moves. That is for sure. I mean, that's a punch. That is a punch. Wow. It's impressive, honestly. And the ride quality is so good. That's the thing that's impressing me the most is the ride quality with this. It's very impressive here. What are you doing over here, Larry Miller? Sorry, I had to. Anyways, let's sum things up here with this video. So, first off, when it comes to ride quality, I mean, I kind of touched on it throughout the video. Super good. It's very comfortable. Aside from that, I mean, the power's great. Like, there's nothing that I can knock this for. It just drives really well. It's actually super impressive how well this drives. Yeah, it's really good. So, luxury three-row SUVs, I really like this. Again, you know, you guys let me know if you think the Black Label Premium is worth it. But I will say, really nice interior, looks fantastic, drives really well. I'm super, super impressed with this overall.